All right. Welcome everyone. Excited to have Nikita Clark on the show. Nikita is the founder and managing director behind Junzi Tech Solution, where he teams focuses on affordable AI-driven software development, supporting companies from ideas to implementation, and making sure they actually have the tools to succeed after launch. He also built a Publefy, an AI-powered platform focused on automation and productized workflow alongside previous initiatives like Artifacts Labs. So welcome Nikita to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your personal journey. How did your global upbringing influence your decision to become a tech entrepreneur and lead you to found Jansi Tech Solutions while still in college?
It's hard to pinpoint what life events led me to becoming a entrepreneur, but a software developer. It's a combined journey. But I definitely knew that I wanted to become a computer scientist when I was a kid. The first time I saw a computer, I thought, okay, you can do anything with it and not be constrained to physical, entity. Just you need to know physics. You need to build rockets. You can just sit in front of a computer, which I quite did throughout my childhood, and realize that you can create anything. So since then, I just embedded it into my brain that, okay, software development it is. So, and then, years passed by. Since I was 12, I went to school, forgot about it. But then by the time it got to college, I was like, the only major that makes sense is computer science. And it was still a hot topic at the time. And well, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. That I went to Northeastern University in Boston and didn't learn much, but at least got a grasp of what computer science is. And somewhere in that college time, answering the question, what led me to becoming an entrepreneur and doing this software consulting specifically is that, again, I went to computer science. It would make sense to do something with computer science and launch a company in that area. And as we talked before about it, I said that it was the time where AI started taking over. ChatGPT went in, and by the time I was supposed to graduate, it was that peak of unemployment for software developers. And when my friends with 4.0 weren't able to get a job, I was like, yeah, I'm not going anywhere with that degree right now. Internships that are worth it, not from NVIDIA or Microsoft or something. So I just went to my library, a college library, sat down over 3 nights, thought of a company, and I thought, okay, let's just give it a go. And as simple it can be, it's software consulting and build app for others. And from then on, tons of mistakes, tons of attempts, and now we're here. So
Nice. Yes, I remember telling me that story about the 4.0 GPAs.
yeah,
And NVIDIA internship. So, starting with small tickets and scaling up change, what do you think about speed, efficiency, and iteration in software delivery? What are your thoughts around it?
in software delivery specifically, I have a lot to say about those 3 components in business. But in software delivery, the entire topic behind the time it takes, the complexity of apps, the overall schema of how people develop apps, it's very inefficient. I would compare it to the way like pre-industrial revolution of how people were collecting crops by hand. When the industrial revolution hit, it didn't made sense anymore to use people to plant the crops and do any agricultural work. So that's pretty much the state of that we are in. I am in software consulting. That people are taking a lot of time to build apps that doesn't take that much time anymore. And I'm not talking about those AI builders. That's it's cool, but it's not there yet. But that at least it shows that we are in a stage of transferring to where software becomes a commodity, where people can build software and rely on the product skills instead of technical skills. So it's very important. So and we're currently transferring into a new era where that is a lot more efficient.
Your company motto is designing, building, launching, scaling software, right? In your experience, what do top software companies do differently to scale their products efficiently and successfully?
Other people's products or their own?
Other people's product.
Differently. There's quite a few companies that do it with a lot of different ways, but I think there's a company called I don't really know what exact methodology they use within the company because it's like a private IP. From the results that they speak, I have not seen a lot of companies that were able to achieve that kind of turnaround on the app. There's some currently that take our small tickets and they can make a turnaround fast using AI, or the same AI builders that, can give you something if you give a good enough prompt. But I have not seen anyone except ourselves. Maybe I didn't look far enough, but except ourselves that, we're able to deliver to that point.
You have spoken about how AI is changing software development. How are you leveraging AI and automation at Junzi Tech Solutions?
AI is pretty much everything to us at this point. Obviously, we cannot go and build apps without knowledge of what code is. So that's vital. And just giving the a rein to the AI won't end up with a good product. So you need to be able to control it.
Mm-hmm.
So on our end, we pretty much really into Cloud Code, into skills that it possesses, the sub-agent modes, and using a cursor. Every AI code automation tool that is out there that does what you tell it to do is getting utilized at Junzi Tech Solutions, and we're just on the verge of discovering more things. So we're advancing at the same pace as the industry is advancing. We do it for design. We do it for the back infrastructure, CI/CD, front end, pretty much anything that we deal with is heavily AI based. Writing sprints, writing Gantt charts, everything AI does. And if you look at my Junzi Dev website .com, then you'll see that AI is currently doing most of the mockups and feature gathering, initial preview of the designs, wireframes, and so everything.
Nice, nice. Can you share a success story from Junzi Tech Solutions, perhaps a project where you help a client go from idea to a scalable, ready product in a short time frame?
Yeah, we did make a lot of mistakes. I did personally made a lot of mistakes early on, since that's how you start. There's some products that took me almost a year to finish from the original timeline, which was for various reasons. The fact that I was having different methodologies on how to develop stuff manually. I was outsourcing to other software consulting companies, not really kind of studying the topic myself and just relying on others' people's wisdom, which was wrong. Questioning and traditional wisdom is kind of my key points, like as Larry Page said, I think. So that I had to really make a lot of adaptations early on, but some products, at least the latest ones, I can stick to the timelines, as I now I know how to make them properly. And it's there's quite a few of them. If you look at the website, you'll see there's currently we are making a very heavy CRM system that is going to replace the way people do inspections in houses. Sounds boring, but again, it's a very big industry, and it's quite revolutionary because it's a big industry. No one's really automating stuff, so we kind of did that. There's a very fun app, Crew Chief, which is a app for a race team that uses AI to pinpoint the kind of what trajectory the car should take on the lap, how much fuel you should put in, all the fuel sheets, telemetry data, and it kind of analyzes it. It gives you the settings to adjust the car. So it's another fun one. Yeah. There's a lot. That's just a few.
And in the software and tech industry, emerging trends for example, AI integration or no code, low code development, you believe founders should pay attention in order to scale efficiently?
If it comes to launching a product, the AI tools they should use, it's really up to the product that they're working with. But if they want to launch an app, specifically a web app or mobile app, doesn't matter. If they're doing it by themselves, they should really prioritize learning Cloud Code, understanding how the system works, and just doing a trial and error, going for a small feature, initial scaffolding, and doing it all with Cloud Code. They can use cursor in combination for the front end, and that's the core for the development, which I specialize in. There isn't much for other aspects. There's a ton of different products like AI technical co-founders, quite a few of them, but all of them are just something you can just ChatGPT wrap up. So you can just find everything you need on ChatGPT as well. Publefy is the one I've built. It's also something they can really use. When it comes to getting an app out there, they can launch it, right? But no one's going to see it anyway in the early stages. So they should market it. And the best type of marketing is social media marketing, which is what Publefy does. It pre-builds you 100 memes on the reels that you can post on Instagram on that app that you built, and then it's just going to scale it, and you can put a link in your bio. You start getting downloads. So that was just for myself, for the fun part. But yeah.
Wow. Wow, that's very interesting. Talking about you were very honest that sales is not the hardest part, but is the most draining. When you talk about automation sale, what are you trying to remove from your plate, and what do you intentionally keep human?
For the sales automation, you said?
Yeah.
I mean, sales are really hard. It's the hardest thing you can do because, getting rejected at every call until you get like 99 call that says maybe yes and then doesn't show up to a call. It's difficult, but I think skill is very important. But I'm currently actually on a series of books from Hormozy, on adjustable offers and stuff that he said a $100 million offer. If you craft a good enough offer and you can convey it good enough, and you're in at least in an okay market, you will get conversions. And what I'm currently doing with Junzi Dev is my way of showing that people can trust software developers on a high level and get their app out there under the budget and the correct timeline. So that's my way of finding a way to get sales taken out as a bottleneck into the company. It's a life cycle.
And what's next for you and your companies? I mean, how do you envision your companies growing in the next few years, and how will that grow continue to exemplify efficient scaling and innovation?
Yeah, I have a hard time seeing it past few months because how fast this industry is changing. But I'm definitely planning on I don't have an exit strategy on how exactly I'll exit the company. Because I'm still, I consider myself early on. I mean, that would be 2 years into the company. What I plan to do is to get the software consulting so automated that it's going to get consolidated in a way that currently we're among 10 different ways of how you can build apps. There's 10 sub layers under each layer. Everyone is confused, and there's no concrete way how to automate this stuff because it's complex industry. So my way is to have a platform similar to what Builder.ai did. I don't know if you know, but it's a big company that collapsed because of the just ignorance of the founder. They didn't use AI, and even though the way they were selling it was perfect, and that's what I'm doing, but with proper use, and that's what we're aiming for. We're aiming for $1 billion company that will be able to deliver what Builder.ai didn't deliver in my own way. Yeah, that's I'm planning on the next year.
No, that's really really great, and I hope that you get to that vision.
Mm-hmm.
So, any last words that you want to mention to the audience, or anything recommendation?
Last words. I mean, if our core audience are the founders, or at least someone who's looking to found a company, I would say just focus on speed and iteration. Launch the ugly product and iterate until you'll see that someone is using it. So there's no objective truths to what I can tell you, but the faster you iterate, that's probably the only thing objectively is correct for any business. The faster you move, the better your chance of surviving.
Okay, nice. Well, Nikita, this was really incredible, insightful. Thank you for being open and specific. I know the audience will get a lot of this. And where can and definitely where can people follow you and learn about what you're building? So yes, look to your LinkedIn or
Yeah,
website.
LinkedIn works great. They can see our Instagram for the company. They can see my Instagram for different companies I have. So Nikita Clark 315 for LinkedIn, and they'll get all the information there as well.
Excellent.